Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about the midfielders at Man United in the ongoing series that we've been running. I'm going to talk about six midfielders. I'm going to split it between three attacking midfielders and three defensive midfielders. So let's get straight into it. For the attacking midfielders, obviously number one has to be Paul Pogba. So the way I look at it is we've already spoken a lot about whether Pogba should stay, whether he should go, what not. So in my view, if Paul Pogba stays, he will add greatly to the squad if he's completely dedicated. I don't think I need to sell anybody on the talent and ability Paul Pogba has. So obviously he is number one. So Paul Pogba would be a number one option to keep at the club if he's dedicated and determined to do well. Along with Pogba, obviously Bruno Fernandes is always already there and he's shown what he can do. He is probably Portugal's future captain as well, and he has got a great head on his shoulders. He's got great game awareness, and the best thing about him is he stops the game and he knows how to direct it. So he's brilliant at that. He's got the vision, he's got the ability, he's got the shot, he's got the pass, he's got everything that you want from an attacking midfielder. And I think it's great how his control on the ball and his composure is very good to watch. And the way he's gelled in with the team, I think is only going to help us more in the future. One of the attacking midfielders I'd like us to buy is Jack Grealish. I think Jack Grealish is the best attacking English midfielder in the world right now. I mean, he's the best English midfielder in the country, and he is absolutely brilliant. He's got the physical ability to pick the ball up from United's own box if he comes to United and dribble straight across to the other box. He's drawn the most fouls in the Premier League till now. He's the only player from the English league to have given more than 10 assists and scored more than 5 goals. He is also playing for a team like Aston Villa, and yet he's consistently performing on a position that is not his favorite position. He plays there because the club needs him to. He's also extremely loyal to Villa because they got demoted and he stayed with them. They got relegated and he stayed with them, got them back to the Premier League. And it's always a great joy to watch Jack Grealish play. He skips past players with ease. He picks the right pass. He seems to be always picking the right pass. He always makes the right decision, and it's just wonderful to watch Jack Grealish play. And he's so understated. And again, he's young and he's already a leader at Villa. And these qualities, I think, are what we need at United. So I think he'd fit into the system as well, and he'd be able to add another dimension to our game in terms of that explosiveness and in terms of the right decision making ability. Just a consideration on if Paul Pogba leaves, then I'd like to see someone like a James Maddison come into the club. Like, I think James Maddison is something that someone who, like Jack Grealish, is young and upcoming, but he, I think, fits more Pogba's kind of play where he's able to produce moments where you just sit up and say, "Wow, did he just do that?" And I think that is something that we always need. Like, we need a player who can come on and change the game out of nothing. And I think Madison is that kind of a player. He can do it through a free kick, he can do it through a corner, he can take a long range shot, he'll play a pass that you didn't even think was possible. And I think that's why Madison is more in the flamboyant kind of category and Grealish is more the workhorse. So the three midfielders I'd like to see are Pogba, Bruno, and Grealish. Pogba leaves, I'd like a Madison in. On the defensive side of things, I think we already have. I think Fred is doing a great job, so I'd have to give him a mention. I didn't think Fred was going to be a success at United when we first got him, but the way he's grown into the shirt and the way he's showing responsibility now, and I think it's commendable how a player who comes in and is not trusted by the manager and the fans that much has fought for his spot and he wants to be here. So those are positive signs. The second player I think we need to talk about is Scott McTominay. I think Scott McTominay has a great future ahead of him, and he's a United boy and he's whole and soul brought up from the academy. He's shown great signs. I think the passion is out there for everyone to see. The passion and the determination is brilliant. He also has the ability to do it, and I think we need to give him some time. So I'd definitely like to see him get some game time. Whether it's in the season when it restarts or when the new season starts, I'd definitely like to see Scott McTominay be given more game time. And I know it'll be hard to fit all these midfielders in, but it's always good to have choices in the midfield. And I think that was United's one of United's greatest strengths, that we always had choices between the attack and the midfield. So that's McTominay. And at number three, I'd again like to mention a Leicester player in Wilfred Ndidi as a defensive midfielder. I think Wilfred Ndidi is an absolutely underrated footballer, and a lot of what Leicester have done this season is because of what Ndidi has been able to do. And if you look at the statistics, I think Leicester lose more matches when Ndidi is not on the pitch, and I think they've lost just one game when he's on the pitch this season. And he's an absolute tank. He's in the same mold of N'Golo Kante. He's probably stronger than Kante, but maybe has less going forward than Kante. But he's extremely strong. He dribbles well. He holds the ball well up. He reads the game really well, and that's what you need in a defensive midfielder. He's so young and yet produces day in and day out. So I really like Wilfred Ndidi. I know a lot of people want to see Saul Niguez or Thomas Partey and these kind of players from abroad, but I think signing players from England will be beneficial because they already know the league, they already know the structure, and I think it would take us a long way to sign players like these. So I think in attacking midfielders, as I said, we have Pogba, Bruno, and of course Grealish. And if Pogba leaves, then we can get Madison in, is what I'd like to see. In defensive midfielders, I'd like to rely on the likes of Fred, McTominay, and get in someone like an Ndidi so we can strengthen that part up. And of course, if Pogba leaves, I've heard the rumors about maybe Pjanic or Rabiot or these kind of people coming in. So even those are an option. And from the academy, I'd like to give a mention to Levitt, Garner, and Chong and Angel Gomes. So these guys are also there, and I don't know yet. They've not been tried and tested yet, but I'm hoping that they also can come good when we need them. So we have a good set of midfielders, and if we can add from these midfielders, I think we'd be very competitive and challenging for the league. So that's that. Thank you, and see you next time.